Hey guys, excuse me. Hey guys, Brian again. I don't know. I came up with a couple other things I kind of just do, and I know I have a few people out there watching, who are novices and newbies, so I just take this for granted. But maybe, this is something you could use. Obviously, unless you're born with what they call a perfect pitch or you figure out a way to develop it. Most people are going to have to learn how to tune, get you either like a pitch pipe or a tuning fork or what's popular nowadays, one of those electronic tuners. They're cheap to come by. Now, what I've done in the past, for example, this is not going to get you in perfect tune. You need the other means to do it probably. But what I've done in the past, if you got somebody in your band, has a synthesizer or a keyboard or something, tune off of that, because that's going to be, it's electronically perfect. So you can tune off of it using your ear. It's good ear training. The other thing too would be if you're out combing pawn shops or music stores or whatever, and you're trying out guitars and they're a little bit out of tune. Well, you can get them close enough to where you can play chords, and it might be a little bit sharp, might be a little bit flat. But what you're talking about is, let's say you're out of tune, okay, and you're start on that low E string, and you get get that about where you think it should be in your head, and then you just tune everything else off of that using the circle of fifths method. So what that'd be, okay, you get the low E string where you want, go to the 5th fret, okay, pluck that note, and then you're going to go to the A string. Assuming that's out of tune, you want to tune it to the pitch you hear off of the 5th fret on the E string. And then you hit them both together. It's very close. That's how you tune off of the 5th method. And that goes, from A to D, D to G. And here's where it gets a little bit different. G to B is on the 4th fret instead of 5th. And then B to E. Okay, that's a circle of fifths. And that's just a way to get yourself in tune. If you don't have electronic means, just, get the low E as close as you think it should sound in your head, and just tune everything off of that, and that'll get you by as far as trying things out. Another thing, I'll turn the amp off for a second for this. A lot of what I do around the house, I spend an awful lot of time, because I don't have an acoustic presently, but I spend an awful lot of time just taking one of my guitars unplugged, playing it unplugged. I'm not plugged in on anything. Now, there's reasons for doing that other than just portability and not being hampered by your amp and stuff like that. I'd read this years ago from Leslie West of Mountain. A Mississippi Queen is his claim to fame. So if you don't know it, check it out. It's a monster riff. But anyway, he taught kids to play guitar for a period back in the, I think it was the late 70s, early 80s. And he would teach his students, okay, just get your electric guitar and noodle around on it unplugged. Work on your vibrato and your bends and things like that. And just, play that until you see what that does. And, he would have them do it for, days, weeks maybe even, which, I mean, that can start to get you bored, I guess. But just do it for a few minutes or an hour or two. And then kick on your amp. You'd be surprised how good it sounds, just because you've been playing it unplugged and suddenly you've got electricity and you're like, oh wow, it just jumps out at you. So especially if you're playing unplugged and you're trying to do perfect things, it really jumps out at you like, oh, okay, I got that right. Listen to how that sounds, I don't know, it's kind of a silly little thing, but I thought I'd pass it on. It's something I do. So, play just a little bit, I guess. Anyway, just more meandering around of the same kind of licks that I play quite regularly, so. I'm not kicking on the distortion right now because it's late at night and I'm trying not to wake everyone else in the house up, so. And that's something else I've never tried before, really, is talking while I'm playing, but I guess I can. Quite interesting to know I can do that, so.